Okay, in this problem, I've got an assembly made of steel, rod, and a tube. Okay, and it's got a couple of torques on there, and I want to find the angle of twist of point D there. Okay, so basically we have two sections. We have this section here of the thinner rod, and then we've got this section right here of the tube. Again, B is the connecting point. So even though that torque is applied over at C, B is really the twist that I want to figure out. So I basically want again to find all the way to D, from A to D. I need to sum up all of my TL over JGs on this. Okay, and that's going to be from A to B and then from B to D. Okay, but again, to do that, I need to find the torque in each point. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll start with this guy, which would be pretty straightforward. I got 60 going this way, which means I've got to go 60 in the opposite direction, like so. Now again, this, if I use the right-hand rule, my thumb will point into the shaft, so that's going to be negative 60 on this guy. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do the next guy, which will look a little goofy, but we'll see how we can do here, right? And again, it's attached here at C, and then this guy comes out like this. Not the prettiest, but you get the idea. And again, I've got 60 right here, and then in the opposite direction, I've got 150. Now to balance this, okay, I need to have 90 going in this direction, right? Because I've got 60 and 90 going that way, 150 going this way. Okay, now with this guy, if I use my right-hand rule, this one's actually positive because my thumb points out of that, so that's going to be a positive torque. Okay, so with that positive torque, if I think about it, going from A to B is going to twist in one direction, and then from B to D it's going to twist back in the other direction. Okay, so I'm adding one and subtracting the other. Okay, in that previous problem they were all in the same direction, so it's just you added them all in the same direction. This time I've got that change in direction, and again, as long as you recognize that you're subtracting these, whichever one you call positive or negative is fine, but recognize that from A to B is twisting a different direction than B to D. So with that, let's go ahead and figure out how I twist from A to B. And then again, I'm going to stick with 90 on this guy. I'm going to do the bottom first. Now again, this is a tube. So it's pi over 2, and then it's outer radius minus inner radius, which will be, let's see here, solid rod. Okay, yeah, so 40, so that's 20, 0.02 to the fourth, and then a wall thickness of 5 millimeters, so that's going to be, subtract that off for the inner radius. Okay, and then this is steel, so it's 75 gigapascals for the modulus of rigidity, the shear modulus. Okay, and then I've got the torque on this guy again is positive 90. Go ahead and put the plus on it just to make sure we know what we're doing here. And then the length of this, again, it's just from A to B that I'm concerned with because that's where the next chunk gets welded to. So that's going to be times 0.4. And from that, okay, I'm going to get 0.00279. And again, that's going to be in radians, okay? And that's going to be in the positive direction. Now, going from B to D, it reverses direction. I've got a torque of negative 60 going through that. So on this guy, negative B to D, okay, my denominator on this is going to be, again, polar moment, which is pi over 2 times the radius of this guy. This one's solid. It has a radius of 20 millimeters, so that's going to be 0.01 to the fourth. Okay, still made out of steel, so that's 75 times 10 to the ninth for the shear modulus. This guy is negative 60, and its distance, again, from B to D is also 0.4. So from this, I get a negative 0.0204, so almost 10 times more twist in this direction. Okay. Now when I sum those together, I take the negative 0.024 and I add 0.00279, and when I get all the way from A to D, okay, is negative 0.00279. 0.0176. Again, that's going to be in radians. Radians are not as descriptive, at least to me. So I'm going to put that in degrees, which I get negative 1.01 degrees. So again, find the torque in each section. Be careful about directions, and then you can find the twist in each section, add them together, again keeping track of what direction everything is going in.